Okay, we are back. We had a brief summer vacation, took some time off, so now we're back and playing some Clash of Steel. Today we're going to have a 200-point game of Clash of Steel of Americans versus British. Yeah, I guess things went sour between the Allies and now they're going to duke it out. This is our ruined city. We thought we'd get another game in on the city terrain. So we kind of set up some ruins, some columns. Looks like there's going to be a lot of room to shoot in this one, but that's sometimes kind of happens with cities. As far as the ruins go, the whole template will count as terrain, so that will block some line of sight depending on how we deploy. We have our objectives: 1, 2, and 3. We're going to get show you guys the armies, and then we'll get set up. Here is 200 points of Americans for Clash of Steel. We are going to have an HQ and an M48 Patton. We are going to have 2 units of EZ8s, and then a unit of EZ8s that recon. We're going to have a unit of 4 T-34s, a unit of 4 M103s, a unit of 4 Pattons. We're going to have 2 units of 3 assault Pershings, and then 2 units of 2 T-28s. And that's it. That is 200 points on the nose. So we will take you guys over to the British and see what they're bringing. Okay, tell me what the Brits have for 200 points.
They'll be led by 1 challenger, and for the rest of the army, they got 3 Centurion 5-2s, 6 Centurion 5-1s, just 2 Tortoises, 3 Challengers, 3 Charioteers, 6 Comets, and 3 Churchills.
All right, nice. I'm not sure what I'm going to do against those Tortoises. Maybe I can get around to the side of them, but from the front, I don't think I have any chance against those guys. All right, we will go ahead and get deployed and catch back up with you guys after deployment. Here we are all deployed for our 200-point game of Clash of Steel. Over here on the American side, we have our EZ8s. We have assault Pershings, T-28s, M103s, another unit of EZ8s. Over here we have some Pattons hiding in the ruins. We've got another unit of T-28s. We've got the T-34s. Our command Patton, another unit of assault Pershings, and our unit of EZ8s with Spearhead moved up to there, which expanded our deployment zone a little bit. So there we go. That is the Americans all set up. All right, what do the British got?
Got Centurion 5-1s, the Comets coming up this side, Charioteers, the Conqueror, Centurion 5-2s holding the middle, Tortoises coming down the road, accompanied by Comets, Challengers, Centurion 5-1s over here going for that objective, and the Churchills.
Cool. Outside of the Churchills, I have no idea what any of that does, so it will all be a surprise to me. All right. So we're going to go ahead and roll off to see who goes first. 6.
2.
All right, looks like the Americans are going first. All right, we will see you guys after American turn 1. Okay, the Americans are off to a good start. Our Easy Eights stayed here and held this objective, high ground, so the +1 to hit for long range doesn't apply if you're within 4 inches of that. Combined shooting from the Pattons, the M103s, and the Easy Eights here took out this unit of, what are those guys? Comets?
Yeah.
Okay, took out that unit of Comets. The Pattons over here laughably failed to hit, what are those guys? Charioteers?
Mm-hmm.
And over here, combined shooting from the Easy Eights, the T-34s, and my command Patton managed to take out this unit of Comets. Well, they took out 2, and the remaining guy failed his last stand. So we got points for that. The Americans are in control of objective number 2 and objective number 1. And then we also took out 2 units, so that gives us a score of 12. And the British have a score of 3 for holding objective number 3. And that is where we sit. So we will move over to British turn 2. All right, just to clarify, I did misspeak at the end of the last slide. We are on to turn 1 for the British. Turn 1. All right, so at the end of turn 1, British are still doing pretty well. These Centurions over here managed to destroy one of my Easy Eights in retaliation. We got really lucky, and only because it was long range, we managed to save a shot from the Conqueror onto my T-34s. Over here, the Centurions and what are these guys again?
Charioteers.
Charioteers. They between them destroyed 2 of my Pattons. Over here, what are these guys?
These?
No, that unit.
Oh, Challengers.
The Challengers destroyed 2 Easy Eights over here, and then the Centurions over on this flank managed to destroy 1 Easy Eight and bailed out all the other 3, but we remounted at the end of the turn. So right now the Americans are still holding objective 1 and objective 2, and the British are still in control of objective 3. So the Americans are up to 18 points for how many for the British?
6.
6. So we are going on to American turn 2 this time, and we will see if the Americans can hold on to this lead. Here's things at the end of American turn 2. So my Easy Eights came around and tried to hit these Centurions in the side, but we couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, literally. So they came through that unscathed. My Pershings, they can't really hurt the front armor of those Centurions. Over here, we thought with the use of a tactics card to increase our anti-tank, these T-34s could do something against that Conqueror, but again, we failed to hit anything. My commander, he completely missed trying to hit these, what are these guys, Cromwells?
Charioteers.
Charioteers. However, the Pattons did take one of them out and bailed out one, but he remounted at the end of the turn. Over here, the M103s managed to take out one of the Centurions over on the flank. These 2 Easy Eights moved up and managed to bail out one of those, what are those guys?
Centurions.
No, those guys.
Oh, Challengers.
Challengers, yeah. We bailed out one of them. And the Pershings just moved up to hopefully add a little bit of protection to these Shermans. And that's it. No units destroyed this turn. The Americans are still holding objective 1 and objective 2. And the British are still holding objective 3. So the Americans stand 24 points to the British's 9. So we will go over to British turn 2 and see how things go. All right, the British are bouncing back a little bit after the end of turn 2. The Centurions over here took out another one of these easy 8s and bailed out one. This lone guy did pass his last stand. Over here, this guy passed his last stand. What are these guys called again?
Challengers.
The Challengers took out one of these easy 8s. Moving over here, the Centurions over there managed to finish off my Pattons, and now the British control objective number 2. Over here, the Centurions on objective number 3 turned and took out one of my easy 8s, and then they bailed out one of these guys, but he remounted at the end of the turn. So that is where we sit. The British are now in control of 2 objectives. So they are up to 18, and with the Americans still controlling objective number 1, we are at 27. So the British are clawing their way out of that deficit. So we will see if the Americans can hold on to their lead as we go into turn 3. All right, I think we had a fairly good turn for the Americans this time around. These Pershings moved up to here. They fired into the Churchills and destroyed one. Then they did a shoot and scoot to their current position. The Tortoises here, or Doom Turtles, or whatever you want to call them, I think they're technically T-28s. They finished off one of these Centurions. The M103s took out the other Centurion there. There was one Churchill remaining who failed his last stand, so we got 6 points out of that for destroying this squad and destroying that squad. Moving over here, we didn't have much go on in the middle. My T-34s, feels weird saying that with Americans, but that's what they are. They moved out of the building and tried to finish this squad off. We only destroyed one, and this guy passed his last stand. Moving over here, my Easy 8s moved on to the side of those Centurions. We bailed one out, and then the Pershings came up and got into the side armor and destroyed one. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. We bailed 2 out, but one guy remounted at the end of the turn. And then in a twist of fate, our turn 3 objective card says that we can only score points off of that objective. So these Easy 8s did a shoot and scoot, and now they're contesting that objective. So we each got 1 point off of that. So currently, with destroying 2 units and contesting an objective, the Americans are up to 34 points to 19 for the British. Sorry about that unfocused picture there. So we're going to get ready and go over to British turn 3 and see how the British can respond. It's really going to be interesting because that objective over there is the only one we can score points off of. I only have some Pershings and some Easy 8s in close proximity to that, and I don't have anything over here that can scratch this Conqueror. So if the British can pluck me off of there, they could start to build up some points. So we'll see what happens, and we'll catch you guys back up. Okay, here are things at the end of British turn 3. The Centurions in the center came around to here and managed to take out one of my T-34s. The Charioteer tried to join in on that, but he missed. Over here, this Centurion here couldn't remount, so he's still there's still one lone Centurion there, but that lone one did manage to take out one of my Easy 8s, and he did pass his last. The remaining guy passed his last stand. The British also got rid of the card that was here, the urgent, and changed it to priority. So now we can score points off of this one, or off of more than just that one. The Conqueror tried to turn and finish off the Easy 8s, but he failed to hit. Moving over here, the what are these guys over here that finished off this squad of Easy 8s?
The Challenger.
The Challengers, yeah, they finished off that easy 8 right there, netting the British 3 points for that. And that's about it. So the British destroyed a squad. They're holding the center objective and contesting that one over there. And the Americans contesting and holding this one over here. So the Americans are up to 38 points and the British are up to 26. So they're starting to gain on us. So we will move it over to American turn 4. All right, here things are at the end of American turn 4. My Easy 8s over here got a long bomb shot off and destroyed one of those challengers. The Pershings, they whiffed. Over here, one of the T-28s in the forest, they managed to take out another charioteer. Or, I'm sorry, not charioteer, challenger. Lone challenger, he did pass his last stand. The M103s moved out of the forest and they took out one Centurion. The T-34s moved around to the side and they took out a Centurion. The last Centurion that was in the center there, he failed his last stand test and bugged out. So we netted 3 points for that. I tried to shoot this unit of T-28s and this lone Pershing at this final charioteer here in the center and couldn't shake him. Over here, my other 2 Pershings moved around to the side and they took out that bailed out Centurion there. And the lone what's his name? Sherman in the back. He took out the other why am I losing? Centurion, yeah. My commander tried to get a turret shot on the Conqueror, but failed. But all in all, it was a pretty good turn. We took out 1, 2 units, and then we controlled 2 objectives. So the Americans are up to 50 points. The British are still holding on to this center, and they are up to 29 points. But we are going to call it there as an American victory because the British don't think they can come back from this. All in all, what did you think of the British with some of their big tanks out there?
It felt like stuff like the Conqueror and the beefed up Centurions were definitely fun.
Mm-hmm.
The Charioteers I might have to get a bit more of a feel for, but having some with anti-tank 17 for only like 11 points is pretty nice.
Yeah, they seem like they're a nice cheap alternative.
Though it definitely feels like some of the British stuff is definitely outclassed at this point. Like all the comets were just destroyed turn 1.
Yeah. Well, and I think the British, I don't know, they seem to suffer from, those being limited to 3 for all of their units seems to really kind of be a limitation. It's nice when you can take like 4 of something because then you can lose 1 or 2 without having to take that last stand test.
And it felt like the Conqueror and the Tortoises couldn't hit anything.
Yeah, and it happened to you a couple times. 1 tank got destroyed, 1 tank got bailed out, and then you were taking a last stand test. So, but yeah, I think with the Americans, with these bigger tanks, like some of them are slow to fire, like the T-34s and the M103s. But I think kind of the way to get around that is to just take bigger units of it and not worry about it and just hope you get 5s. Especially when you can get people into close range. If you had to stick at range, then it might be a problem. But all in all, I thought this was a fun game. Seeing all the Flames of War stuff on this city map is kind of nice. All right, I think that's going to wrap it up for this game. We're probably going to get back to some fantasy after this. We haven't played fantasy in a while. Not sure if it's going to be the Skaven or somebody else, but definitely going to be some fantasy coming up. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Have a good one.